not what I'm used to. Just wanna try you on. I'm curious for you. Caught my attention.
Hi, hello, how you doing, all you lovely, beautiful people? My name is Olive, and welcome to my channel, The Olive Jar. It's lovely to meet you all. Today, we're not going to be doing anything too substantial. It's going to be a very short episode. I promise, if you look at the timestamp, this is not going to be the length of most of my videos. Anyways, today we're just going to be doing a little bit of an introduction onto what I'm going to be doing on this channel. And, upload schedules, main genres that I'm going to be doing, stuff like that. Now, before we get into it, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Now, let's get into it. Mainly on this channel, I'm going to be doing commentaries, story readings, and Reddit videos. And sometimes, occasionally, I'll probably post the occasional art video. Maybe sometimes I'll sing, who knows. I love to voice act, so I'm probably gonna put some voice acting content in the mix as well, so it's kind of just gonna be a melting pot of different genres that no one cares about. Sorry, anyways, I think we should kick off this new chapter in our lives with a little bit of a scary story. Ooh. Alright, thank you for listening. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright. So this next story is called Every Night a Man Comes to My Window and Screams. This is on the r/scary stories subreddit, posted by u/scary_bad_writing. Every night a man comes to my window and screams. Now this probably sounds terrifying to the average person, but I have gotten, honestly, somewhat used to it. Now, yes, the melted flesh of his face barely hanging onto the tip of his nose and his cheekbones still makes me a little bit nauseous. And admittedly, the way he locks his white pupilless eyes on mine as he threateningly points a decaying finger in my direction does come off just a little threatening. But as with many things in life, you learn to cope with it. The first few times the man appeared, I alerted the nearby authorities as soon as possible. But it was clear that they did not believe me or understand the seriousness of the situation. They spat some empty phrases about how he's supposed to be there and how they are certain he isn't causing a disturbance. That was all I got. Police. Am I right? This whole thing wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the impact on my admittedly fragile mental state. I find myself having trouble remembering the simple things like when did I last eat, where do I live, how long have I been here? Stuff like that. Normal things that the everyday person forgets. The screaming continues through every thought, fading away slightly as I try to clear my mind, only to push back stronger than ever as I lose sight of the thin thread of memory I was so desperately seeking to pull. The walls around me look familiar, but somehow not comforting. Not like home. Food is bland and tasteless, and I can't remember the last time I spoke to a friend or a family member. I'm not too sure if I can even remember my family. Whenever I try to picture them, I simply get a mind full of haze and an ear full of screaming. That's awful. Eternal screaming. If I focus really hard, maybe I can conjure up a better picture now. I think I saw them when... Aha! That memory was so close, but like all the others, it's now gone. Lovely, am I right? I'm speaking to you now because things seem to be taking a sudden turn for the worse. Even when compared to my already unfortunate situation, night has fallen, or at least that's a general feeling I have. Keeping track of time has been exceptionally difficult over the past few weeks. Anyways, the screaming man is here, as always, and he's looking at me very intently now. Even in my muddled state, I can sense that he clearly wants to enter my room, wants to get at me. I watch in horror as he pushes open the window with no resistance at all, stepping forward slowly into my room. His grotesque, melted face and bone-wide eyes are fixated solely on me. His mouth is wide, continuing his eternal scream. Though, with all due fairness to my demonic tormentor, I'm not sure if he can close his mouth in his current state. The screaming man lifts one decaying arm, raising it first to point at me, and then a near corner of my room, clearly indicating, go there. I, not being prone to displeasing the undead, am happy to comply. As I walk to the corner, I notice something else about the screaming man, something that causes me to shudder involuntarily. He appears to be holding in his hand a rotting fruit of some sort, possibly a small apple or pear. The fruit is blackened beyond any definitive identification and appears to be slowly melting away, shedding its skin in much the same way as the bearer. To my horror, the man raises the rotted, festering fruit and moves his hand towards me. A wave of nausea rolls over me and I realize in disgust that he wants me to eat it. I turn my head away, fighting back the revulsion. The screaming man does not like this. His eyes suddenly glow bright red. His face distorts into an even more horrifying version of pure rage. My body freezes. Although I desperately want to turn away and run from this horrible, horrible creature, my back is pressed firmly against the wall. And my mouth opening against my will, the man continues to scream, stepping closer to me and raising the foul fruit to my lips. He tilts his palm upward, forcing it into my mouth, and I feel my throat instinctively swallow through no thought of my own. The screaming man, apparently satisfied, allows his eyes to fade back to white and steps back. At this point, there is an awkward pause. The screaming man is watching me carefully, but no longer advances or suggests any action from me is desired. My brain isn't adlet enough to miss the humor in the situation. As I engage in an unwilling staring contest with the ultimate opponent, one lacking any eyelids, we both wait, and we simply watch each other for some time. Could be seconds, minutes, or hours for all I know. But something very, very strange begins to happen. The screaming man begins to stop screaming. This change, the reduction in the intensity of the pure dread that I have been fighting as long as my fuzzy memory can remember, washes over me like a healing wave. I begin to breathe a little bit more easily and build up enough courage to turn my body to face the moderately loud man head on. The volume of the screaming continues to decline quickly. In fact, his entire face slowly begins to heal itself. The skin that was once hanging off his forehead was now returning to its rightful living location. His lips, which had a moment ago decayed away entirely, were now a healthy pinkish hue, enclosed firmly. His eyes are no longer pure white, but boring everyday brown, and he is now standing in front of me like a perfectly average-looking man. Maybe 5'10", a little bit on the heavier side if I'm being fully honest, but not at all a terrifying creature that's been haunting my sleep all this time. Furthermore, he does not look at all disturbed by the recent events. If anything, he looks bored, his untanned face giving me absolutely no indication of the intense, soul-chilling sound that was recently emanating from his mouth. A minute passes, followed by another. With each passing moment, my brain clears, the fog lifts, and now I'm able to better study my surroundings. I find myself in a very small room, one that does not look like my home at all. A cell? A prison cell. Somehow my mind remembers. I look at the formerly screaming man who is no longer screaming. I observe his on-guard but professional demeanor, as well as his pressed shirt, the keys hooked to the loop on his belt. A prison guard. My mind continues to clear from the drug cocktail, not a cursed fruit that I have just ingested. I start to remember how long I've been there, the routine and monotony of my life. How every evening the guard comes to provide me these pills and tell me that he is supposed to be there, that he is not causing a disturbance. He isn't the screaming man. The fog continues to lift. I think back to my life before prison, my life with my family and friends. My family. I remember why I'm here. My eyes roll into the back of my head. I open my mouth wide. I begin to scream. Oh my god. That was a plot twist of the century, am I right? Oh my god, I did not expect that at all. I'm being honest with you, that was a cold read. I just read that with you guys, so we can all experience that little, oh gosh, plot twist. That's pretty crazy. Like, dude, I didn't expect that plot twist at all. Like, I mean, anyways, yeah, sorry for that. So yeah, but anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all later. Bye.
Take me home, give me that pink slip.